Hey, what's going on, phone dogs? Bo HD here. Hope you guys are doing well. And this is the OnePlus 5T competitor that you probably haven't heard about. It's from a company called Huawei, and it just launched this past month. What is this mystery device called, you ask? It's called the Honor V10, or Honor V10 for short. Before I give you a rundown on the specifications and features, I do want to point out that this phone is sold in China but can be purchased from gearbest.com for less than $500. And it does work with GSM carriers here in the US, just like the OnePlus 5T. Those carriers include predominantly AT&T and T-Mobile. So I'll go ahead and place a link in the description of this video if you are interested. I also want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. The V10 features a very premium build consisting of predominantly aluminum. The antenna lines are at the very top and bottom of the phone, leaving the rear nice and clean for the most part. It has a little bit of an iPhone 6s Plus and iPhone 7 Plus look with the dual rear-facing camera sensors that protrude from the back of the phone. The sides are rounded to help the phone fit comfortably in my hands. The power button is actually textured and the volume rocker is easy to reach. There's a microSD card slot for expandable storage, a USB-C port, and a headphone jack. There's even an IR blaster at the top of this phone to control your TV, your cable box, and various other devices that you might have in your living room. On the front of this phone, we'll see that Huawei managed to cram a fingerprint scanner below the 5.99-inch 2160 by 1080p resolution IPS LCD display. I found the display to have good brightness, excellent viewing angles, and hardly any color shift when viewing it at extreme angles. I like how the edges are rounded. It's a nice aesthetic effect. I would have liked to have seen an AMOLED panel if we're being honest, but the LCD panel here looks great. The software is definitely the toughest sell. Since this is a Chinese smartphone, it's gonna have a lot of bloatware and apps that you aren't gonna be familiar with and apps that you're probably not gonna be able to even read or understand. You also do have to use the Huawei App Store to even download the Google Play Store. So when you boot this thing up for the first time, it's not gonna have the Play Store. Thankfully, the phone does come with the English language pack, and it directs you to download English language packs for the keyboard and various other applications. So you really don't have to be like a super technical Android user to make this phone usable here in the United States. With that said, you're gonna want to install a third-party keyboard and launcher at the very least because the stock apps are terrible. I'm using the SwiftKey keyboard along with the Nova launcher. I also spent some time downloading like all of my go-to Google apps that usually come pre-installed on Android devices made for the US. So after you change the launcher and whatnot, the phone will become a lot more usable. EMUI is still a very heavy skin that's reminiscent of TouchWiz. You have a ton of extra features that some of you will like, such as face unlock, voice, and motion control features. You can even choose to navigate the device using just the home button. A tap will go back, long press will send you home, a swipe to the left will open up your recent tasks, and a swipe up will launch Hi Voice. But if you're like me and you don't need or necessarily want all of these features, the software becomes a tougher sell when compared to the OnePlus 5T. There is plenty of power under the hood. The V10 features an octa-core Kirin 970 processor with up to 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. There's a 16 megapixel main shooter with an f1.8 aperture and a 20 megapixel monochrome sensor. There's a ton of different settings in the camera app that you can take advantage of, including a pro mode. But in terms of image quality, these sensors compete well against the OnePlus 5T. Color reproduction is very pleasing and natural and doesn't appear too artificial. It does suffer noticeably in low light scenarios, but overall image quality is solid. The same goes for the 13 megapixel front-facing sensor. It's great for Snapchat and other social media apps. There's even a front-facing flash feature and portrait mode. To top it all off, the V10 features a large 3750 mAh battery that will be able to last you through a full day of moderate to heavy usage. What the V10 doesn't offer is wireless charging, a water resistance rating, or good front-facing stereo speakers, but it does offer a lot of high-end specifications for the price. So if you're looking for an alternative to the OnePlus 5T, I can absolutely recommend the Honor V10. Perhaps you're looking for more software features, a phone with an IR blaster, or a device running Android 8.0 Oreo. One of those like seemingly small features could make you want this phone over the OnePlus 5T. Now, if you're one who likes to have a lot of features in the services or products that you purchase, which is probably going to be most people, you're gonna really love what Squarespace has to offer. If you wanna build a website just the way you like it with beautiful modern templates, I highly recommend Squarespace. They are an all-in-one platform featuring sites that are super easy to customize. The 24/7 customer support is just the cherry on top. So I do wanna give a big shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you wanna learn more, check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/phonedog to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. With that said, I hope you learned something new today. I'm BoHD from phonedog.com. Thanks for watching, and I will see you right back here in the next one. See ya.